how to start a notary business step by step in 2025. Hopefully, this helps you guys be able to start your mobile notary business or just your notary business in general. This is going to be a step by step. I'm going to try my best to write it out for you. My handwriting might be horrible, so in that event, I will go ahead and type, but we'll see. Anyways, my name is Suave, seven-figure entrepreneur. Been in the notary business for going on 8 years. Started off as a notary, then mobile notary, and then I just kept growing from there. And now I've made hundreds of thousands in the notary business. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I scratched the millions. But anyways, let's go ahead and get you guys started. So, step-by-step guide, get certified and get bonded. First thing you need to do is get your commission, right? Get your commission, get bonded, and then make sure you got some sort of insurance. So we're going to put get commission. And I'm going to 100% butcher some of this spelling. But who cares? Anyways, you want to get your commission and insurance. For every state, it's going to be different, the process, but it's all going to be similar. Some of it's going to require getting a bond. Some of it's going to require getting a test, paying a little bit of fees, getting your errors and omissions insurance. It's going to be all simple. If you guys need help doing that, I have a bundle down below that has an ebook included in it. And then I have how to get your commission to break it down even more for every state. So it doesn't matter what state you're in. I went ahead and covered that for you and gave you all the steps on how to do that. So if you just get that, it's called the Mobile Notary Mastery Bundle, not the free startup kit. There's a Mobile Notary Mastery Bundle in the description below. It'll show you how to get the commission per state. I made it very simple, very straightforward, very to the point. And you need that starting off because that's what's going to get your foot in the door. That's how you actually become a notary. So moving on right after that, what you're going to want to do is get your supplies, right? Obviously, you're going to want to make sure you have all the things that you need to actually start notarizing documents. And what I always say to people is when you're first starting off, you don't need to get all the coolest supplies. You don't need to be the guy that has all the brand new gear. And then it turns out you're not going to even need all that stuff. So the analogy I often make, especially when I'm teaching, is usually like I'm a boxer and sometimes I hoop, I play basketball. And the brand new boxers or the brand new basketball players, when they come to the court, they have all the newest gear. They got they got a sweatband on. They got a nice brand new jersey, tag still on it, basketball shorts, new shoes, socks pulled up to the ankles, socks pulled up to the knees, and then they can't play basketball. They suck. And then the people that are actually experienced and been playing basketball or been boxing for a while, they barely have anything. They just have the raw essentials. When you're starting off and you're getting your supplies to tie everything in, just get the essentials. Just get what is needed. And what is needed is usually very simple things. You're going to want your stamp, obviously. You're going to want your notary journal. Of course, if you start doing mobile notarizations, you need a car. So I should even put that there. And then you want, I would also recommend getting like a cheap printer, getting some paper in case you want to print out documents for people. And then you want a way to organize it. So maybe a folder or a clipboard. That's all you need. That for bare bones, that's all you need. And that alone can save you hundreds of dollars. Everybody wants to go straight to I'm going to get a laser jet printer. And then you don't even know if you're going to stick with the business. You know what I'm saying? So why would you jump in the business getting all the newest things, but you don't know if you're going to actually stick with this? So get the raw essentials, get the things that you need so you can start making money, and that your overhead to turn a profit is a lot smaller. Because the name of the game is just becoming profitable as fast as possible in your business. Next could be setting up your LLC or setting up your business structure. I won't go too deep into this, but whether you're going to be LLC or sole prop, you need to determine what you want to do. My recommendation, this is for educational purposes only, I was a sole proprietor until I started making consistent good money from it. So you could just say, okay, until I reach my first 5,000, I'm just going to be sole prop. And then I'll get an LLC, and then I can open up a business account and do stuff like that. But don't get too lost in the sauce. Don't get too lost in the sauce of this right here, which is the whole LLC thing. Oh, should I be LLC? Oh, should I be a S Corp or C Corp? Because although it does matter, when you're first starting off, the government's not going to throw you in jail for $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, just worry about how I can start bringing money in first, and then I would go and start worrying about, okay, do I want to be an LLC or a sole prop? Once you start actually making money, because people get so caught up in that, they start doing LLC research and diving down that hole. By the time you figure out which one you want, I would have made 10,000 already. You know what I'm saying? You're focused on it's important. Don't get me wrong, but you can hold off before going straight to that. That's basically what I'm saying. So you will get your commission insurance, you get your supplies that you need, get what's needed, and then you want to determine if you're going to be LLC or sole prop. I would just say sole prop. You can just start off like that because there's not much you need to do at that point. You can just worry about the next thing. Next is getting that business insurance, which kind of ties into this number. That's that E&O insurance. So if anything happens, it's called errors and omissions. You know that you're covered. I make sure I do that when I got the commission. I just got the insurance at the same time. And then I went on to creating a website / an online presence after that. So the online presence, let me just use my thing. Online presence. Ooh, that did not come out how I wanted to, y'all. Let me just write it out. I was trying to do it with the mouse. So online. Oh, how do you spell presence? We're going to do this. We're going to do those dots. Put a little ellipsis there. Anyways, you want to have your online presence because that's completely slipped my mind. So what I did is I created my website. One of the mistakes that I made, like I explained in my other videos, is I came out the gate making a website with like 4 to 6 pages. You don't need all that. You're wasting your time. Get you a nice little 1 to 2 pages, 1 to 3 pages. Honestly, you can make a lot of money off one page, just a 1-page website, and get to it. You just need a place to where they can find out where your email is, they can book, they can call you, they know the services, and they know where you're located. Those are all the things you need on that website. It shouldn't take you longer than a week. If you don't know how to make a website, you can learn from YouTube. If you don't want to spend your time to learn on YouTube, you can go to Fiverr or you can go to Upwork. Those 2 websites there, you can hire for somebody very cheaply. I guarantee you there's going to be somebody there that wants to do that job for you, and they'll do an outstanding job. But what I will say, just to give you a little pro tip on there, without going too far into this, because each one of these steps can break down a lot, is when you're creating your website, I would look at the competitor's website, see who has the best, the top 3, and then tell your editor to hey, can you make a website that's on par or better than theirs? And something that kind of incorporates something from each of their websites all into one, so you can try to get the better website. The one good thing about having competition and people ahead of you is that you can mimic some of the stuff that they do, because all their stuff is already out there on the internet. So it's easy for you to just be like, okay, I see what the competition is working with. It's easy to see what the competition is working with. So that could actually work out in your favor. Oops. All right. So right after that, I would join your directories. So these are all those little notary sites, like your Notary Rotaries, your 123 Notaries, stuff like that. All those little directories that you can find, you can just type in mobile notary directories. Sign up with all of them, especially the free ones, because what's going to happen is it's going to be easier to find you. When people are trying to search you or find notaries in the area, you're going to be the one that pops up, because now your zip code is associated with what you do, and when people are searching for it, you'll pop up more. So this can take some time. It can be a little time consuming depending on how many you find, but it's definitely worth it because it kind of does like the marketing for you without you having to do the marketing. And then speaking of that, you just need to go ahead and start marketing locally. At that point, you market locally. If you go watch my other videos, it talks about the notary hybrid system. The notary hybrid system teaches you how to make money in your notary business by teaching you how to fish rather than relying on signing services to pay you out money and give you fish. You see what I'm saying? So it teaches you how can you get your own clients with little money, little to no money, and actually turn a profit with those, so then you can get more money to reinvest back in the business. The notary hybrid system will teach you how to do that. Go check that video out. Just type in notary hybrid system knowledge. And then you'll find it. But you want to start marketing locally. Everybody around you needs to know what you do. Your parents, your siblings, your friends, people at your chamber of commerce. All these people need to know what you do locally, and even the people in your neighborhood. Because when you do that, you'll be then known as the person that does it, that notarizes. And then after that, you want to have your competitive pricing. And these are all not. After you market or right before you market, you need to make sure that you have competitive pricing. And how you do that is by looking at other notaries, seeing how much they charge, and getting the average of it. So I've taught this in a video before. Trust me, guys. If you just take a moment and just binge watch my videos, you'll have so much more information than a lot of other notaries. And I kind of just give it to you raw. Pause. I kind of give it to you straightforward and just give you the information. So just copy what I'm telling you. It's gonna work. But yeah, competitive pricing. You find other notaries. Look at the top 3 to 5. Look at how much they're charging. Add up and get an average. Look for one specific document. Add up all the documents, all the prices for each of those documents. If one was 100, one was 90, 75, 20, 30. Add that number up, divide it by 5, and then that's how much you're going to charge for that specific document. And what you'll see is if there's a high notary and there's a super low notary, it's going to fall between the second and third notary. You just take that number. You'll be right there in between it. Keep it moving. Competitive pricing right there, because you don't want to be the cheapest, because that's a losing game, and you don't want to be the most expensive because you're just starting off and you don't know what you're doing. And then at that point, you offer your services. That's obvious. But then you just offer your mobile notary services. And then you offer your mobile notary services. So then you let people know that, okay, not only am I a notary, but I can also come to your location. So when you're having these competitive prices, you go ahead and just let people know that, hey, I'm a mobile notary. I can also come to your location. I can drive up to 2 hours, depending on the appointment, to notarize things for you. And then you just make sure that after that, you're just offering you're just offering great customer service. Great customer service. And what that looks like to me is not only answering the phone fast, which most notaries don't do. Most notaries take forever to answer the phone, and that's how I end up stealing business away from them. You need to answer within the first 1 to 2 rings. Honestly, even within my company, I always say 2 is good, 3 is bad. If it rings 2 times, you're still in the clear. But once it rings 3 times, you've gone too far. So answer it. Be very sweet. Use this phone scripts that I have in the notary the mobile notary master system bundle that I have. Use the phone scripts. It works. It's been proven. I still use those. And close the client. And then if there's a problem, don't run away from it. If the notary job went bad and they're trying to reach out for you, don't avoid it. Attack it head on. Be professional. Watch my video on how to overcome circumstances with clients. It'll teach you. And then that will set you apart. This is how you start it up, start to finish. It's simple. Like I said, all of these break down into different things. But if you want a 10,000 foot view, that's how it is. This is what it looks like. Your commission, your supplies, your business sourcing, your business filing, E&O, website, directories, marketing locally, competitive pricing, offering the services, and great customer service. That's it. There's not much more outside of that. So that's how you start it up step by step. If you want, get the Mobile Notary Mastery Bundle in my link below. It'll teach you how to get your commission. It'll give you even more strategies on how to make money. If you want to know how to get consistent clients without having to rely on other people and signing services, go ahead and get that. Go ahead and watch my video completely free talking about the Notary Hybrid System. It's a system I created when I was broke and needed more money. That will help you out. Then also, if you want to do a one-on-one because you don't know where to start, just hit me up, book a call down below. Let's chop it up. I'll see where you're at, and I'll see how I can get you to 2 to 5K plus. That will help you out tremendously. And there's also a free notary startup kit that you can get down below as well. If you want that, go ahead and let me know. I can go ahead and assist you with those. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out.